Hello, guys. Welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Tonight, we're going to be looking at this weekend's fight between Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios. It's a very interesting fight, and we'll get straight into it. It comes down to two main areas for me, Ray. One, how much has Thurman got left? And two, can Barrios bounce back from the defeat he suffered to Tank? And has he really got it at world level when you look at his CV? What do you think on it?
I think first and foremost, it is come down to how much Keith Thurman has got left. It's going to be about 2.5 years since he last fought. That's a very, very long time out the ring. I know people like Mike Garcia had a long time out the ring. This is going to be slightly different. He's jumping against Pacquiao. He's jumping up against somebody who's moving up in weight, who's taller than him, who's going to bring in a lot of aggression, which means Thurman's going to have to work. He's going to have to work hard. And that was the difference for me in the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao was very aggressive and outworked him earlier on. He got the knockdown, and Keith Thurman got into that fight too little, too late. He's going to have to be really on the ball, control the pace in this fight. So it's going to be a big ask. Barrios, we don't know what he's got because before the Tank fight, his most impressive win for me was against Ryan Cowboy. That was a pretty impressive fight, and it was quite a close fight until he stopped him. If you look at the Tank fight, though, he was having success early on. I give him round 2 and round 3. So Barrios can have some success, but I think he's going to have more success against Thurman. I just think his aggression, his volume punching, perhaps maybe too much, particularly as the fight goes into the later rounds. So we're going to see exactly how much he's got. To answer your final question, though, again, it's a very difficult one because his resume doesn't speak of somebody who's going to be effective at this weight category. But having said that, if you look further back at his resume, he's coming up from super bantamweight. When he turned pro, he was at 122. So this could be, and it's similar to Manny Pacquiao, not in terms of ability, but this could be where his body feels more comfortable at. I think he's about 26 years old or something like that. This is where his body's perhaps most comfortable at. So he could put on a good performance because this weight could suit him.
Well, that's the thing for me. I sort of did a quick little look into Barrios and throughout his full career. And that's the interesting thing, at 26, for want of a better phrase, your sort of man strength starts to come, doesn't it?
That's right.
Like you say, he's taller, he's hardworking. And I'd agree with you, his best win against Cole. I think he's going to struggle. Push for prediction. I think Thurman. I don't know if Thurman's going to be able to compete with the rest of the welterweight division. With the likes of Crawford, Errol Spence, Boots Ennis is a huge talent. Even like a Virgil Ortiz. I mean, I was looking at potential opponents for him, thinking, where does he really go with champions tied up if he comes through this? And for me, I mean, we love it in Britain. Sort of Conor Benn is probably at that level, and it's a great fight. I'd love to see it. Sells out the O2. But it would be a great step up for Ben. And let's be fair, it would be a real indicator of sort of what Thurman has left. Because like you said, with Barrios, although we've seen him come through weight divisions, the resume, as you just said, the resume isn't really there. So I do expect Thurman to win this. I think he's been around the block, hasn't he? I think in the experience will show. So I'll go with Thurman via points, I think, if I'm being brutally honest. What's your prediction?
I'm gonna go against you on this one. I'm gonna go for Barrios. I think Thurman is 2.5 years out the ring at the age that he is. I think we're gonna see him go from one time to some time to absolutely no time. In the sense that I think the Pacquiao loss showed some, not necessarily flaws, but showed that he couldn't make adjustments. He couldn't handle aggression. He does like to take his time. He picks beautiful shots on Keith Thurman. He does move quite well, but Barrios isn't going to give him that time. Barrios is going to sit on his chest and be all over him. He's going to swarm him, throw a lot of shots. My big thing for Barrios is, can he have effective aggression? Can he punch hard enough at 147? He's a decent puncher at 140, good puncher at lightweight, but at 147. Will his punches have that effect on Thurman? Would they push Thurman back? So I'm expecting him to throw a lot of them to make Thurman think and slow down, make him feel every bit of that 33-year-old in those legs. I just think it's a big ask to come back and perform to such a high level. I don't think Keith's got it in him. Look, in terms of resume, now Sean Porter's out the game. You've got to look at Keith Thurman. I thought he fought everyone. I mean, Josecito Lopez, Danny Garcia, Pacquiao.
Sean Porter himself,
Sean Porter himself. He's fought Leonard. He's fought Bundu as well. Who was a tough, credible opponent. We know from him, from Kell Brook, etc. So Thurman's pretty much fought them all. Thurman's going to be a good test, and if Barrios pulls it off, I definitely agree with what you're saying. The winner of this should be looking at someone like Conor Benn. That would be a terrific matchup in the States.
Oh, definitely. I've got one last question to wrap this up. And we don't like talking about controversy generally on the channel, but I've got to mention the pay-per-view price. Obviously, $74.95. That is, what the actual fuck. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? For me, it's ridiculous.
You know what it is? I feel it's funny because I feel so sorry for our fans and fellow fans and colleagues, if you like, all over in the States, in North America, how much you have to fork out for pay-per-views, and the cards are absolutely appalling. I know we give BT a lot of stick for their cards, but we're paying £20. I know prices and stuff are going up, but when you compare it to $99 and $75, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know how to justify it, and we can go on all night. You know what we're like when we get talking, and we can go on all night because you can see why certain fighters take mandatories all the time, because they're getting that PBC money, as I call it, from the very expensive and overpriced pay-per-views. But it does nothing but alienate the fans. It really does. And for me, it prices people out of sport of boxing, and it over exaggerates the worth of fights. Because in my opinion, this isn't a pay-per-view fight, full stop.
No, I agree.
It's not. Never mind one for £75. And if that's the case, should Tank fight somebody like Lomachenko, and that's on pay-per-view on PBC, how much are you going to charge for that? $150.
I was just about to say, well, using the same logic, it's $150 to $200, isn't it? Like all of a sudden it becomes, but I mean, let us know what you guys think in the comment section. I think I know what it'll be, because it's been all week. It's been Keith Thurman back. What's he got left? Followed by what the hell's this pay-per-view price? But as usual, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for joining us again, Ray, and we'll see you on the next one.